joining us from UiTM and beyond. So before we begin, allow me to introduce myself. I am Fazanatul Hazira Hajidah binti Abu Hanifah from Group LG2403A, and I will be your MC for today's afternoon session. I'll be guiding you through today's program. Thank you everyone for being here for EPC522 CGCT session, Rise and Dramatize, and Afternoon with Dr. A, organized by Akademi Pengajian Bahasa. So before we start, I would like to highlight some important matters. The first one is this session will be recorded for academic and documentation purposes. An attendance and feedback Google form will be shared at the end of this session, and it is important that everyone completes it. We will also be having a photo taking session before we conclude, so please stay tuned until the end. To officially kick off today's program, I am delightful to invite Dr. Za'amah Muhammad Noor, our EPC 522 resource person and senior lecturer from Akademi Pengajian Bahasa UiTM Shah Alam to deliver her welcoming address. Dr. Za'amah, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Hajidah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the EPC 522 CGCT team, I'd like to welcome you to today's Rise and Dramatize, an afternoon with Dr. A. Also, a warm welcome to those of you from outside APB and UiTM. Thank you for joining us. I'm really happy to see all of you here, especially since, this comes at a very crucial time of the course and of the semester, right? For communication through drama students, you are now in the final drama exploration stage, working on your script adaptation. I believe you're done with that. And now dramatization, preparing for it, right? So Dr. A's session today, I believe, is very timely as he'll be sharing some final tips and advice for your final assessment, the performance, right? Of course, actually, we did try to arrange for an earlier date in, I think, week 11 or so. However, today is the only time that fits, considering a lot of things, including Dr. A's super hectic schedule. In fact, he recently came back from a Shanghai work trip. Correct, Dr. A? So we are very lucky to finally paint him for today's session. Alhamdulillah. All right. Okay, now a bit of introduction about our esteemed guest speaker. Dr. A, or his full name, Dr. Abdullah Muhammad Nawi, is a senior lecturer in the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, UTM, Skudai, UTM Johor Bahru, yes, and specializing in applied drama in language learning, communication coaching and reflective practice with over 20 years of teaching experience in Malaysia, the UK, and New Zealand, where he gained his PhD in education, right? And well, on a personal note, I've known Dr. A since our TESOL undergraduate days in the UK about 25 years ago, during the ancient area of the dinosaurs. So it's nice to reunite professionally in 2026. Okay, in fact, this is not Dr. A's first time joining us. He gave a talk, a CGCT talk as well, back in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. But at that time, drama presentations still had to be done online. Performances had to be recorded online, and all of which came with very different challenges, different experiences. Later, however, we were back to face-to-face performances. Yeah. So having the chance to perform live on stage in front of a real audience is an advantage for you, really, because that is what drama is truly about. A live showmanship of not only your verbal but also your non-verbal communication skills. So I hope today you'll make full use of this opportunity and learn as much as you can from Dr. A's sharing of knowledge and experience. Yeah. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Dr. A. The screen is yours, Dr. A.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Zama, and hello, everybody. And how are you guys feeling? Are you feeling good? Type in the chat. If you're feeling good, press Y. If you're not feeling good, press N. Let's go. Hurry up. Put that now in the chat. Y and N. Let's see if we can get the chat moving. Are we getting the chat? Oh, awesome. Booklet is the first one. Okay, good. Awesome. All wise so far. That's awesome, but not many responses yet. Okay. Okay, good. So we're now getting in all wise and no end so far. That's awesome. I'm just asking, is that because you're afraid your lecturer is going to see? Okay, it's great to be here. I always enjoy these sessions. Especially, I have the soft spot for Dr. Zalma's classes because me and her were connected and we've been connected for quite some time. Can we just check because there seems to be some feedback. Okay, all right. Okay, awesome. Okay, guys. So let's start off with a little bit about who I am first. Otherwise, you guys are going to go like, who is this guy besides Dr. Zalma's friend? So a little bit about me. Okay, so yeah. So this is me. I'm currently a senior lecturer. I am the manager of the external and global engagement. This was actually a rebrand of what I was before, which was the assistant dean of external and global engagement. So basically, I do a lot of work with international partners. I was the deputy director of UiTM Corporate Affairs. 23 years of teaching and training in three countries, majorly in Malaysia, UK, New Zealand, but some teaching stints in Indonesia, in Thailand, and Vietnam as well. So I really enjoy going out and getting in touch with a lot of people. I coach communication as well as teach whatever it is. I teach English, I teach a drama, I train teachers drama, but I also train others outside. I've trained other people, I've trained professors, I've trained politicians, and you never, with politicians, of course, you can't tell who they are, otherwise, that's going, they're going to go like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't need training, no. But but politicians, trust me, if they don't get the training, they wouldn't be who they are now. So that's one of the things which is really, really important. Now, there's another thing here, which is that I enjoy, when I teach or train, I enjoy human contact. Now, I'm just looking and trying to see, yeah, okay. So how many maximum can I see on the screen at the moment? I can only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, and I'm just thinking, trying to see whether it is feasible to have a lot more on screen, or am I limited to just 6? Let's have a look. Yeah, people. Does anybody know? Can I just meeting tools? No tools. Does anybody know? I'm having a look here. More options. Adjust view. Auto tiled. Okay, we put in. Okay, with tiled we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, yeah, okay. So maximum I can get on screen is 8, which wouldn't be worth it. Now, the reason why I'm asking is normally when I teach or train online, I normally ask for cameras to be on. Simply because communication is between human beings and not between the human being and a robot. So normally I ask that, but right now, if I ask that, then I can only see a maximum of 8. So if you do have your screen on, like Peter, Awesome. Hello, Peter. How are you, Peter? You're good? Great. Awesome. Good. So when I see your face, I see your reactions, I see what's happening, and I know what's going on. Yeah. And of course, I see Farzana too. So Farzana, great that you're here, and Peter, awesome as well. Okay. So coming back to who I am. So I communication coach. I am a former member of Drama New Zealand, and drama in education is basically my field. Yeah. So that's a little bit about me, and just a little bit more about what I've done. Here is this is the my drama journey. And drama journey actually started off when I was very, very young. I started acting in these small plays when I was just in school. That wasn't me. That's not me. Yeah? This is just the stock photo. And I'd be surprised if this was me because they're all girls. Please. um, but I started when I was very young, and as you can guess, I've got a I've got a bit of a different accent than what you're probably used to. You probably hear that by now. And the accent that I have is, well, the reason for that is because I was actually born and raised in the UK. So that's the whole thing. So I've got a bit of a British accent. I would say 70% British, 20% Malaysian, and 10% New Zealand. And that goes up and down wherever I go, whoever I talk to, and so on. So started off from there, and went into college, did a few more of these acting stints, went on to directing. Of course, not big projects or anything, but enough to sustain my interest. And my interest in the field was actually to drive home one point, and that point was I found lessons boring in Malaysia. In Malaysia, I was like, oh my God, everybody. And I came back to Malaysia when I was 12. So can you imagine Mat Saleh boy, Mat Saleh boy, suddenly coming back and saying, hey, hello, mate. And suddenly coming back, and suddenly from being in a very dynamic class, you suddenly forced to sit down. This is how we used to learn. And sit down. Everybody sits down at their places, and basically just to. So that's the situation. So I thought to myself, no, man, I'm so bored. I don't want to ever want to be this bored again. And that followed me right up until when I was your age. And I followed that up with wanting to make drama something that I was interested in. So my final year project was on drama. Then when I finished and I graduated, I started teaching. I did my master's. Guess what I did my master's on? I did something on drama. And then after that, years and years and years later, I did my PhD, and guess what that was on? It was on drama as well. So my field is drama in English language learning. So ADELL. And I coined that because my son's name is Adele. Pretty smart, eh? Okay, so that's the gist of it. And when I came back, what did I do? I started training. So I started training Malaysian teachers on how to use drama pedagogy. And this is one of the things which I'm hoping that if you guys were to continue, I'm later on in life, don't waste your drama skills. These skills are going to help you everywhere. So this is why I did training, and I went through training as well. If you have a look, this is Miller and Saxton. This is a very typical drama layout overseas, where you have this sort of hall and black curtains. So we did some training there, and these people were the writers of this book, and I theorized things. And what I did was I created a module for Johor English teachers. And this is me training the Johor teachers basically how to use drama in the language classroom. Yeah, so that's me. If you can see, I was probably a little bit plumper then, but that's me. Okay, all right. So that's me. Now I want to know a little bit about you. Okay, so we're going to spend a little bit of time, and what I want you to do is I would like you to scan this Padlet and take a photo of yourself, put it inside, and tell me your name, where you're from, and what you are interested in. Let's do a few minutes of that. Can you do that right now, please? And I'm just going to stop presenting for a while because I want to check that. Okay. So a bit of time. Please do that now.
The QR again, Doc?
Okay. Hang on. Let me share the QR again. Share screen. Allow to share screen. Share entire screen. Okay, that's the QR. You're probably trying to guess what I'm drinking. I'm drinking a homemade coconut latte. Ooh, fancy, man. Yep. I have been making my own coffees with the barista machine since my New Zealand days, since 2010, 2011. And right now, the coconut craze is going on. So, yeah, make your own. Otherwise, every time this is going to be like $15 a pop.
And I'm on my Nescafe.
You're on
Not a good example.
That's okay. All right, so let's check on the Padlet and see what's going on. Okay, Padlet, where is Manani? Who are you? 16 hours. All right, so that one's coming. Okay, tak masuk lagi. Is anyone here? Hello? Are you guys on this page? You should be on this page, right? Still waiting, still nothing there. Sikit-sikit je, just get your face in, and we don't have to find a supermodel face, just a normal face. This is more for me because I like to get to know my students. I still consider you my students, even though I'm going to be teaching you for an hour and a half. So whatever it is, I like to have that human connection. Okay, come on, guys. Okay, and now I see some people adding in. All right, go. Come on. Remember, it doesn't have to be long. It's photo, name, where you're from, and your interest. Just a little bit of information that I can get from you, yeah? Okay, guys, don't take too long. Come on. Very simple. 3 things: name, where you're from, and something you are interested in. Shouldn't be that hard, right? Or is the hard thing trying to pick a picture that is good? All right, Peter again. Woo, my man. Wow. Number 1 up there. Peter Adrian McDonough, 23 this year. Where are you from, Peter? Please put that in. Sabah or Sarawak? Or somewhere else. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Next. Come on, guys. Don't take too long. All right. Farzanatul. JB. Public speaking. Awesome. Shy Butterfly. Kisti. Teras. Korean language. Lovely. Annyeonghaseyo. Okay. What else? Let's go. Rahayu. Jugra. Stars and books. Nice. What else? Let's go. Who else is coming? We remember we have 47 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 58, sorry, 58, 62. There should be about 62 people. I want to get at least half of that in there. Damia from Sri Iskandar, right? Nice. Hey, Damia hilang. All right, okay. Reading books, watching ice hockey. That is awesome. I don't think I've met anyone here interested in watching ice hockey. Wow, okay. Alia, Ampang, arts and crafts, dancing and singing. Lovely. Okay, let's see. Come on, let's get some more. I'm going to spend only 2 more minutes on this. Okay, diploma. Who is this? Me receiving. Michael. Mike doesn't exist. Michael doesn't exist. Who is this? Christina Yasmin. Okay, Christina. All right. Christina. Okay. PJ. All right. Awesome. Okay. Hami. I'm from blah, blah, blah. Sha'alam. Eating and watching drama. Okay. Hami, where is your face, Hami? Come on, more. Okay, 1 more minute, guys. That's all. We're not going to spend too much time on this, but it's lovely if I can get your names and where you're from so I can get to know you a little bit more. It's awesome when we get to know each other, right? It's just not just me talking. Okay, we have, let's see, Nurin Amina Afika, UiTM Shah Alam. You're from UiTM Shah Alam. You live in UiTM Shah Alam. Your kampung is UiTM Shah Alam. And you love to draw. Okay. All right. Ari, where are you from, Ari? Love movies. Aisha, Punca Alam. Nice. 25, doing makeup, being funny. That's awesome. I love that. You know? What do you like to do? I like to be funny. That's awesome. Great. Okay, Neely, UiTM Sri Iskandar, 22 years old. That's music. Okay, lovely. Fatin Batrisha, KL, Korean. Okay, lovely. Looks like Korean is the in thing right now, huh? Everybody wants to speak Korean. Like, are they Oppa? Oppa! How do I know that word? Because my wife watches that stuff. And I can't get her to stop. Actually, no, she's watching something else right now. She's moved from Korean to Chinese. Oh, God. So, yeah, I can't make her stop watching those. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for participating. The ones who shared, awesome to get to know you. And I'm hoping as we go along that you're gonna be sharing more. Okay, Peter Adrian is English father. So that's why he has the Madonna. All right, awesome, and also the Korean. Okay, Nurul Harisha Mohta. Hari was tadi Hami. Okay, Hari from UiTM Sri Iskandar. Historical novels, man. Wow, finally somebody who's interested in history. I love history. Like for me, when I read history is like reading a storybook. It's not reading like facts and figures. It's a story. I love that stuff. Okay, and Anissa from Tawa, romanticizing my life. Awesome. Okay, thank you very much, guys. And while we're going through, hoping that you guys can continue contributing while we're doing that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Am I sharing my screen? Oh yes, I'm still sharing my screen. Right. Okay. Okay. Right now. This is what I want you guys to do, yeah? So while we're going through all of this, as you have questions, what I want you to do is, I want you to put this, there's another Padlet up here, yeah? This Padlet is for questions. So scan this or screenshot or whatever, and whenever you feel that you have a burning question, ask it through the Padlet, and then after that, At the end, we will try and see how much time we can use for the question and answer, and I think it should be around half an hour or so. So we will. So as you have questions, please put them in the Padlet through this link. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Yeah. Now, where are we? Now, I'm not talking about physically where are we, but where are we in the course? So where you are here is you are in week 14, and what you're doing is basically you are here to sharpen your production. That's what I understand. You have the stuff already, you have the goods, but you want to make yourself great. You want to make it awesome. So what I have here is I'm going to do a few things, and I'm going to hope that what I provide with you today is going to help you in your production, because we're going to go through a few elements. The first element I think you guys would have covered already, which is creativity in adapting material. I think you guys have done that, yeah? So I'm not going to spend too long on that, but what I am going to do is I am going to go a bit deeper into the finer arts of acting, and a lot of my material is going to actually be from this. Dr. Zama knows what this is. This is my book. I have a book, and you can see there's my face there. Where's my face? Hang on, let me just have a look. Blah blah. Oh, there you can see my face there. And a lot of that is going to be found in the book. And if you're interested in the book as well, a good price for you guys later on, yeah? But a lot of it is going to be from there, and we're going to add on a little bit more on the others, on the finer arts of stagecraft, and also at the end, we're going to have a look at things like props and costumes as well, yeah? So hopefully all the input that we have today is going to help you to sharpen your focus and making your presentations great, yeah? Okay, right. So where are we? So we are now in week 14, yes? And you guys should be in the week. You guys should be presenting next week. Am I right, Dr. Zama? Is it next week that they're presenting? Yes, okay. So you guys are going to present it next week, and tell me a little bit about how you are feeling right now in the chat. Let's go. Type in the chat. I am feeling, okay, I want to know how you are feeling right now about this whole process of the presentation. And don't worry about Dr. Zama. Dr. Zama is looking through that. Come on, type it in. Type it in. How are you feeling? Are you feeling worried? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling apprehensive, nervous? Yeah, put all that in. Okay, awesome. All right, so we have nervous, excited, nervous. Ooh, Christina, trepidation. Wow. Nervous, anxious. Okay, let's have some more. Come on. Excited and nervous. Okay. Anyone feeling confident? If you're feeling confident, yeah, go and put that in. Dr. Zama nanti, siapa confident ni? Siapa confident sangat ni? Peter, slightly nervous but excited since you love acting. Awesome, Peter. That's awesome. Yeah, you love acting. I love acting. That's why we're here, yeah? Butterflies in your stomach. That is totally normal. And I've got a little secret for you. And it's actually not a secret, but it's the same thing when I teach communication and public speaking. I ask my clients and my students, like, how do you feel before a presentation? How do you feel right now? And always, without fail, they will say, I feel nervous, I feel sick, I feel and I tell them, and I tell them, guess what? Every time before I step on the stage, I feel nervous. And they go like, oh, really? You feel nervous? And I go, yes. I feel butterflies in my stomach. I have clammy, sweaty hands. And they go like, really? But you're so confident. And then I tell them, if I wasn't feeling anything like that, then there would be something wrong with me. Because to feel like that is human. And another secret, it doesn't go away. No matter how many years goes down the line, you're always going to feel that little bit of electricity. But here is another secret. You are the one who controls what that electricity means. Let me explain. When you feel nervous, how do you feel? You feel like you feel those electric shocks, right? And you feel like a bit sick, and you feel the butterflies in your stomach and everything, right? That's and you tell yourself, oh man, I'm nervous. I feel nervous. I feel scared. I want to ask you a question. When you are excited about something and you're really looking forward to something, how does your body react? Think about that. What does your body do? Doesn't it give you the little shots of electricity? Bzz, bzz, bzz. Don't you feel those butterflies in your stomach? Don't you feel that? That's because, yes, adrenaline rush. That's because our bodies literally react the same way to fear and to excitement. It is the exact same bodily reaction. So the next time when your body is doing those butterflies, bzz, 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 instead of saying, oh no, I'm scared, what do? You reframe in your head. Don't go, I'm scared, I can't do it, I'm scared, I can't do it. No. You go, I'm excited. Ooh, I'm excited to do this. You change what that electricity means for you. When you do that, then you will find that you will relax better. Give it a try next time, okay? All right, so 14-week mindset. I put down there, stress is normal. You're learning your lines, you have the deadlines, and you've got to manage the stress. So today's focus is, what are we going to do? We are not going to change the play. We're going to sharpen what you have. We're going to polish the rough edges. We're going to tighten your pacing, and we're going to elevate your performance, okay? So let's go on to the next one. All right, so this is a good starting point. The live factor. Now, what we're going to do is we've got to understand the energy shift. Now, what we have here, for example, this is on the screen. What is the difference between what we have here on screen and going on stage? Well, on the camera, it captures subtlety, yes, but the stage requires projection. On the stage, you need to have twice the energy of what you do in normal communication. This is very important, and we're going to go through this a little bit more on what this means. On the stage, everything has to be amplified. Your vocal projection needs to be amplified. Your physical gestures needs to be amplified. Your emotional intensity needs to be amplified. In fact, if you have a look at how I am talking to you guys, you do note that what I'm doing is I'm actually amplifying how I sound and how my face moves, right? That's because what we do every day is we act. This is me taking on one of my personas. This is me in my classroom persona and when I teach. This is what I do. I teach with passion. I teach with vigor. I teach with energy. And that's the same thing that we need you guys to do as well. Okay. The next bit that we need to consider is the back row test. Now, I don't know how big your stage is going to be and how big your theater is going to be, but these questions need to be answered. Number one is, can the last row see your expression? So let's say, for example, if you were angry and your expression is like this. Okay. Does the back row see that you're angry? If the back row doesn't see that you're angry, then your energy and what you want to project does not reach them. So you need to amplify that face. I'm doing it badly. I'm looking like a chimpanzee. But amplify. Can they hear your final word? Can they understand your gestures? If they don't understand your gestures, you need to scale up your performance. So this is very important. Energy, especially on stage. Okay, all right. So let's go through this a little bit, yeah? So from what Dr. Zama tells me is that you guys had to adapt a script, correct? You guys had to adapt a script, and that is 30% of the marks. That's pretty awesome. And could you tell me a little bit about what you did what was your process that you had to go through? What were the things that you considered? I want to ask Peter this. Let's go, Peter. Peter, could you share with us the process that you and your team went through while you were doing the script adaptation? Could you share with us, please?
Unmute, Peter.
That's okay. Peter, you're still muted, yeah? All right, awesome. Okay. Okay, let's go through some of the process. What did you and your team do? Like, what were the things that you considered while you were going through this process?
Actually, put this. It was, I guess, the things we went through was that it was difficult at first trying to get to the story. Hello?
Yeah,
okay.
We can hear you. I'm looking to this side because this is my main screen where my slides are on. The Google Meet is on this screen. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
It was a bit difficult at first trying to come up with a story. That was interesting, but eventually my group mates came up with something close to an original. We drew inspiration from an anime called
from an anime. Okay, right.
Death Note.
Death Note. Okay.
So the story is basically 4 people who find this magical wish book, and it's supposed to grant wishes to anybody who writes their names on it.
Mm-hmm. Oops, Peter's gone. Oh no. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, there you are. You're back. Okay, all right. Continue, Peter. Okay, so Death Note, grant wishes. Okay, and then?
Oh, connection was lost. But
Okay, all right. Thank you for sharing, Peter. Now let's find another person. Yeah. Let's try and see. I'm just looking at the screen. Siti Nur Khadija. Okay, Khadija, can you turn on your camera and can you share with us your process? Now, what I mean by your process, now this is what I understand from your process, right? From what I understood was that you had to take a source material. You couldn't take the source material as is. You had to shift things around. You had to make some changes. I'm interested to know what your thought processes were while you were going through that process. What did you do? Okay, so Khadija, could you share with us, please? Guys, this is going to be an interactive session. Yeah, I don't believe in just me blah 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 for one whole hour. And be ready to interact. Khadija, let's go. Alamak, nanti kata Khadija mana pula ni, ada banyak Khadija kan ni. Khadija Ahmad Fazli, let's go. Alah, dia ada ke tak ni? Dia biasa macam ni, kita tahulah siapa yang ada dekat komputer, siapa yang tak ada dekat komputer. That's why normally I always ask my students to buka kamera. Kalau tidak nanti hilanglah kat situ. Okay, let's try and find another. Nurul Harisha. Where are you, Nurul Harisha? Please make yourself known. Are you here, Nurul Harisha? Najwa is Harisha pun tak ada. Zawa, you need to check. You need to check your
Anyone?
students.
Maybe any volunteers to share some thoughts?
I'm not sure whether the students are physically in front of the cameras or not. Okay, somebody, let's go. Come on.
Come on, guys.
All right, Christina, let's go. Yes, thank you. Okay, can you turn on your camera, Christina? I want to see your face. Awesome. Okay,
Hello.
Christina, let's go. Share.
For my group, we're doing an adaptation of a P. Ramlee film.
Oh, which one?
We're doing Ibu Mertuaku.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Tell me what were the changes that you made?
Well, we did alter, well, how should I say this? We included our own twist to the material, so I can't.
Oh, yeah. So you're not going to spoil the surprise of is that the thing?
Not really, but for what can I say? It's like that story in particular, I would view it as more of a tragedy, but in our take, it's become a bit more of a thriller.
It's become a bit more what?
Of a thriller, I would say.
A thriller. Nice, good. So what you did was you switched around the genre, right? The genre, you switched, you changed the genre. Did you change anything else? Did you change the setting, or did you change the characters? You don't have to spoil the surprise, but tell us the things that you did with your script.
So we adjusted it from a Malay setting to become more of a let's say maybe an American 1970s setting.
Interesting. Okay, so you transplanted the context, but it's basically the same story. Good. Okay, anything else? What else did you do?
for the most part, we wanted to keep it recognizable to the source material, but of course, we didn't want to make it seem like it's plagiarizing. So we did have some creative freedoms and liberties here and there.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's as interesting as we make it out to be.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Everybody, let's give a round of applause. Woo! Okay. Let's hear from one more person. I'm very interested in your work, because this is a dream course for me. You know why? Because I want to teach pure drama, like acting. But what I do is I teach drama in education. So that is teaching teachers how to use drama. But I love pure drama. I love stagecraft. There's nothing that beats the thunderous applause of an audience and being up on stage, and that's really what I'm passionate about. So I want to hear from one more person. One more person. Please share with us the things that you did for your story. If you don't want to give things away, you don't have to give the whole twist or anything away, but I'm interested to know what you did. Let's have one more person. Let's go. Calling out people doesn't seem to work, so I'm going to ask Dr. Zalma to paksa rela somebody. Yeah, Dr. Zalma's now looking, siapa nak jadi aku punya mangsa ni?
Come on, anyone from my group? 3A?
Come on, 3A, let's go. Usually the arts and drama students, they're very brave, you know. Usually they go up to the front and they're like, whoa, they're the outspoken ones. Come on, you guys can do this. Let's go. Come on. There are no wrong answers here. I'm not grading you. I'm just here to share, and also I want you to share with me as well. So please, somebody else, please share with me what you guys are doing before we move on to something else. Yeah, come on. I want to hear from one more.
Dr. A, can I try?
Yes, Farzanatul. What do we call you, Farza?
You can just call me Hajida.
Hajida.
Yeah.
Hajida. What's your full name? Oh, Farzanatul Hajida. Okay, Hajida, let's go, please.
Okay, so for our group, I'm from group LG2403A. And I'm from one of the team there. For our group, we did adaptation of the movie Orphan.
Oh, okay. Orphan, the movie Orphan. What's that movie about? I've never seen that movie before.
It's like a thriller, psycho, and
okay, so it's a thriller. Yeah. What happens in the original story? Tell me.
So in the original story, it's about a girl being adopted into a city. But then she's actually an old woman, but she has a dwarfism.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's kind of
that sounds interesting.
Psycho, yeah.
Okay, so how did you adapt? What did you do? What were the things that you kept to the source material, and what did you add on or change?
So the thing that we keep intact is like the character. Because we want to keep the character is very known for like her hair. So it's very it's the character, so we keep the intact.
So you kept the character. What about the storyline? Did you change the storyline?
Yeah, we changed a bit of the storyline.
You changed a bit. Like which part did you change? The ending, or you changed which part?
We can say in the middle of the story and the ending a bit.
Okay. What were the other things that you changed?
Like some of it is the setting and the conflict.
The setting and the conflict, but the story is the same. The setting, as in, was it the same setting as the story, or did you change the setting altogether, or it was just a similar setting?
There are some that esteemed, but also that we add.
Okay. All right. So you added those things as well. And um, did the characters evolve in a different way? Did they develop in a different way according to your story?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much,
Hajida.
Hajida. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Ajida. Okay. Thank you guys for participating. Give them a round of applause. Now let's go through a little bit about how people normally do the adaptations. Yeah. So normally we sustain the original theme and normally transplant the settings. One of the reasons why some adaptations fail is because they they change too much. Maybe the theme changes too much and the setting changes too much. It's still got to be recognizable. I think that was one of the things that the three people who talked mentioned. It still has to be recognizable. Yeah. So let's find, for example. Yeah. So for example, Sherlock Holmes. You guys know Sherlock Holmes, right? Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective. I actually don't know if you know Sherlock Holmes. Can I just see a show of hands? If you know Sherlock Holmes, please press Y. If you don't know, please press N. Put that in the chat. I just want to know because it could be that your generation doesn't know Sherlock Holmes. Yes, okay. Woo, thank God. Okay. Awesome. Good. So Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective, right? So let's say within that show, the theme is logic versus chaos, and the setting is Victorian London. But you take the story and then you transplant it and you do something else with it. So you adapt the whole thing. The theme is sustained, logic versus chaos, but the setting is now a modern secondary school. And the hall monitor or the pengawas or the ketua pelajar, whatever it is the guy who is solving mysteries. So the parallels are there. It's still recognizable, but at the same time, you're like, I know this story. This story is that story, but they've changed this. It makes it interesting. So don't change too much. Don't change too little. Now, here are some critical things that you need to address. Number one, does your new setting force characters to act differently? If the new setting just means it's the same person acting out the same way, then probably the adaptation is too shallow. You're not going in depth. So what we want is, yes, it's Sherlock Holmes, but is there something different with his character, perhaps? Is he going to be a funny guy? Is he going to do this? What is going to be different? But you know that's Sherlock Holmes. For example, let's say, for example, a modern example, what movie is going to be familiar to us? Avengers, maybe Avengers. So in the Avengers, for example, we have Captain America. So Captain America is the goody two shoes. Like he's the guy going like, oh, think carefully and whatever. And then you make an adaptation, and Captain America is going to be the guy who recklessly does things, and he does things which are out of his normal character. So similar to, let's say, for example, he's from a parallel universe. Yeah, that's probably something which you could think about. So acting a story, but they're in a parallel universe. I think right now a lot of students are very familiar with the concept of parallel universes. It's him, but it's not from this world, it's from another world. So that's one of the things that you want to do, yeah? So if the behavior is identical, the adaptation is too shallow, and the environment that they're in, the new environment, should create new obstacles and opportunities. So this is where we add on, we tweak a little bit, we spice things up, and we make things more interesting, yeah? Okay, right. So now let's talk about the plot twists. And I think this is one of the things which a lot of you have, yeah? Uh, uh, when you do something which is done in about 25 to 30 minutes, normally short 5 minutes are skits, and they could have the twists, but within the 25 to 30 minutes, it's not enough for it to be a full-blown story. So it needs to be some middle ground. It's almost like you're telling a short story, and short stories, as we know, require twists. Now, here is the interesting thing. Don't just give a twist just because you want to twist. No. There is a concept called the earned twist. And what is the earned twist? These are the twists that hide in plain sight. As we progress, there are subtle clues within the story that when the audience, when they look at the story, when they're watching it, they go like, oh, that's interesting. Oh. And at the end, when you have the twist, this is what they're going to do. I knew it. I knew it. That's the one that we want. I knew it. If it's, oh, what happened? How did that happen? What did that come from? If that happened, then that twist didn't work. The twist is the one that was like, I didn't catch that. So this is called the earned twist, because the audience, they pick up on these small clues. So what can you do within your story right now to make the earned twist? Have a look at the ending, and maybe you can add some subtle clues early. What are the clues? Well, maybe a piece of dialogue that tells you that this is going to happen, but it's not in your face, but he says something and you're like, that's what he meant when he said that. So, or there was a little prop that foreshadowed something, or there was a behavior that was like, oh, that behavior is strange, no wonder he was acting like that. So all these moments, they foreshadow towards the end, and when the audience has that I knew it moment, you have entertained them and you have made them happy. So that's one of the things that we want. Yeah, it's the earned twist. Next is, if you want to give moral values, don't make it so blatant. Don't stay out lying. Ladies and gentlemen, lying is bad. No, you don't do that. But what you do is you show. You let the audience decide. The audience, they look at what's happening and they go like, I should do this. I shouldn't do this. These are the consequences if I do this. So they get it without you having to explain things. Okay, so that is when we're doing that's where we're doing that. Now, this one is another important thing. When we talk about pacing, what do we mean by pacing? I want to ask you guys this, yeah? When you now, I want everybody, most people, to type this in the chat box, yeah? When you start the story, again, I'm not sure what this is, but let's give this a try. When you start the story, how long do you take before you get to the point that you want to make? So let's say, for example, the story is there's money missing from the piggy bank, from the tabung, but at the beginning, you have two people, they walk in, somebody's making coffee, they go like, morning, how did you sleep? I didn't sleep. It was okay. Do you want some coffee? Yeah, I'll have some coffee. Do you want black or white? Give me black coffee, please. Did you catch the game last night? What's happening? They're talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. But remember, how many minutes do you have? You have 25 to 30 minutes. So what has just happened? You've spent a lot of time before you get to the actual thing that you want to do. So I want to see, can you just type in the script that you have right now? How much time do you use before you actually get to the conflict of the scene or the meat of the scene? Can I just see some answers, please? Just remember, imagine the script that you have right now. Do you have any fluff at the very beginning? Remember, this is for a 25 to 30-minute presentation. It's not for a full-blown 2-hour theater. A full-blown 2-hour theater may be different because we're operating on a different timeline, yeah? Type in, please, how long within the scene do you normally use before you start going to the meat of the scene? Can you just type in, please? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. There's no wrong answer, but let's see what you have, yeah? All right, thank you. Alicia Zahra, around 3 to 6 minutes. 3 minutes, good, okay, all right. Any more? Let's go, come on. Think of the thing that you have right now, yeah? Okay, come on, some more. And I don't mean like straight away jump to the conclusion or whatever. No, but what I mean is the part where you have the fluff, trying to build the scene. So you have that. Okay. 5 to 8 minutes, right? How you says, okay? All right, 5 minutes at most. Okay. All right, Peter. Okay. All right. So we have some variations. 5 minutes. I think those are okay. I think those timing is okay. But if you start too slow, as in you have 30 minutes, but you spend 10 minutes or more just establishing the scene, then you would have fallen into the 25 to 30-minute trap. You've made the pacing slow, and it's going to affect the flow. So these are the rules of entry and exit. Yeah. Number 1, start late. Number 2, leave early. What does that mean, start late? It doesn't mean start later as in start after 25 minutes. Imagine that this is remember what I said about the previous setting? 2 people, like they're roommates, and one of the roommates is missing money. So if we start early, it means we start early in the conversation. Hey, how are you? I'm good. How did you sleep? Oh, not too bad. What did you think? What happened yesterday? Oh, I went out. What time did you come back? Oh, did you have fun? Oh, right. Blah 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 blah. 5 minutes. Blah 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 blah. 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and suddenly he goes like, so, I just want to ask you something. I noticed that there was some money missing. You see what that is? You start early, mean to say that you started off from at the very beginning there. That has created 10 to 12 minutes of the audience just wondering, what is going on? Why am I listening to this? Okay, they're establishing the characters. Maybe you're doing that. Maybe it's important. But if you're doing 30 minutes, that's too much time. Instead, when we say start late, later on, that's the part when you ask the problem. So let's say, for example, 2 roommates. One is making coffee. One is just sitting down on the sofa, and instead of blah 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 making coffee, blah 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 blah, blah. Hey, I want to ask you something. I couldn't help but notice that the piggy bank is empty. Oh, so what did we do? We started late. So that's what it means. You start later on the conversation. So you skip the hellos, the small talk, the settling in, and you go, boom, this is the conflict, this is what's happening. So remember that this is one of the things, one of the features of a 25 to 30 minute uh, uh, production. Yeah. So start late and leave early. You exit scenes on a high note. End with a revelation. Ding, 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 zoom, cut scene, and next scene. Or question, but what are we doing here? Zoom, end scene. And then new scene coming in. Or there's tension going on, like, I want to fight, you want to fight me, and then we go like this, end scene. So we're ending that early. We don't drag on and wait until the energy goes down. Energy is still up. End scene, go on to the next scene. So this will help you with your pacing. We call this tightening the pace. Yeah, you want the pace to be tight. So every scene becomes essential, urgent, and purposeful. There are no wasted scenes. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna break for 5 minutes. Um, I think everybody probably needs a bit of a break because I've been talking a long time. But after the break, we are going to go to the next part, which is verbal and nonverbal communication. All right, and we're going to be doing that until about 4:45. So we have about half an hour more for this. Okay, so is that okay, Dr. Zama? We're going to break until the 4:12, maybe about 7 minutes lah, about until 4:30.
Yes. No
Yeah,
problem. Sure, sure.
4:30.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay. Hang on. No, no, hang on. 4:30 is 15 minutes. No, I just want.
Oh, oh.
Hang on. 4:13. So 4:20. 4:20. 4:30 is going to be too long. 4:20. 7 minutes. Okay.
All right. Sure, sure. No problem.
All right.
Okay.
See you in 7 minutes, guys.
See you later.
Okay, let's get started again. Are we ready?
Yes, we are good. Okay.
Awesome. All right, everybody in, yeah? Okay, we're gonna get started. All right, so we're now in the finishing stretch, and just let me see the Padlet with the questions and see if there are any questions there. Yes, okay, kosong lagi. No questions yet. Okay, all right. Okay.
Sorry,
right.
Dr. A.
Yes.
Maybe you can reshare the QR for
Okay.
for the
I
questions.
will reshare the QR code for the questions. Yes. Good job. Let me. Am I sharing my screen? Yes, I am. Okay. Let me reshare. All right. Okay, guys, can you please screenshot that? Okay. Dia kat situ, ha. Okay. Thank you, Hajida. Okay, Hajida has put in the link there as well. Yeah. So as you have, if you have any questions you want to ask me, it could be about anything. It could be about general acting. It could be about this, whatever. Please feel free to ask me. I will dedicate about 15 minutes of the time that we have for questions. Yeah. Well, we've still got about another half an hour or so. Half an hour? No. Slightly less than that. Okay. Okay. Done. Let's get back to where we were. Okay, right. So for the next part, we're going to be covering two things. We're going to be looking at the verbal aspects, which include projection, diction, articulation, and intonation. And then we're going to be looking at the non-verbal aspects, especially what I said when we talk about gestures. In fact, I'm not going to spend too much time on the verbal aspects because of the time that we have left, but I'm just going to go through them, yeah? Now, these are some of the most important things that you need to be able to differentiate. What is the difference between shouting and projecting? Do you guys know the different sound between shouting and projecting? Press Y if you know the difference, if when you hear you know the difference, or press N if you are unsure and you don't know the difference. It's both of it is talking loud, right? So Y, yes, if you know the difference between projection and shouting, and no if you are unsure of the difference. Let's go. Let's type that in right now. Awesome. Peter says yes. Okay. Remember this is not a competition. This is just sharing. If you're not sure, the no doesn't mean that you're not clever. It just means that you're not quite sure what the difference are. Okay, thank you. Right. So Sharon says no. Alex says no. Okay. All right. Awesome. Give me some more, a bit more. So let me just get a feel for the room and see if you are familiar or if you're not familiar. Come on, guys. Very simple. It's just a one letter. One letter. Okay, Nuruddin says yes. Okay, all right, good. So we have a mixture of yeses and nos. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. So that tells me probably that maybe 1/3 no or 1/4 no and the other 3/4 I'm not sure. Not that you don't know. Okay, I'm going to to demonstrate, and for this. You may want to turn down your volume just in case. because I'm going to give you the difference, right? So turn it down a little bit. Otherwise, if it's too loud, nanti suddenly you go like, oh, siapa mati tu? Wait, it's going to be a bit scary. Okay, so have you guys done any marching? Mesti dah kan? Like you ngakak ke, suksis ke, or any of those things. You've probably done that, right? Now, when have you given commands before, or have you heard commands? You've probably heard commands before. And if you've heard commands, then you know what it sounds like. Yeah. So normally it sounds there will be the squat, yeah, that sort of thing, right? Now, I'm going to illustrate the difference between a shout and a projected voice. This is a shout. Squat! Squat! Yeah. Do you hear that? Ow. Damn, I hate shouting. Every time you do that, you kill your hello. I hate doing that. Every time you do that, you kill this. And I'm going to give you an exercise to understand why. Yeah? So that was a shout. Right? So it's ah. That's a shout. Now, projection is this. Squat. Squat. Yeah. You see the difference? One was here and the other one was here. Kalau siapa-siapa pernah dengar orang tua-tua, diorang kata apa? Suara perut. Diorang fikir suara perut, suara perut, ada suara. No, that is exactly what it is. Suara perut. Because when you are projecting, you are actually putting in your oxygen and you're pushing your diaphragm. And when you push the diaphragm, what comes out is the oxygen from the diaphragm and not this slapping around. Again. You hear that? That's there. But squat, that comes from the tummy, that comes from the diaphragm. So that's the difference between projection and shouting. And if you go through a drama course with me, I train students on the difference of doing this. And one of the exercises that we will do is we will try to make the windows shake. I'm not kidding. They do shake if you do it right. And you're going to scare away the other the other people. Now, so I also want to show you what happens to your body when you shout. Okay? Now, everybody, I want you to do this. Everybody, please do this, right? Even though you don't have your cameras on, but I want you to do this exercise. Now, when I say one, I want you to clap your hands like this. When I say two, I want you to clap your hands like this. When I say three, I want you to go full on and go. Okay, right? Okay. Yes. Okay, so everybody, let's do this. Ow, my hand. Okay, everybody, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Let's start with one. Okay, stop. All right. Bubble hands. Okay, how do your hands feel? Okay, right? It's okay. They don't really feel anything. Let's go to the second step. Okay, let's start with one. Let's go with two. Let's go with three. Go, 3, 4, hard, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Stop. Stop. Now, feel your hands and type. Right now, type, how do your hands feel? Type, go, type that in right now. How do they feel? For me, mine feel like tingly and, wow, tingly. And I think I hurt my rough. Give me some more. Give me some more words of how your hands feel right now. How do they feel? Painful. Exactly. So it feels tingly, it feels rough, it feels painful, tingly, or ticklish. All right, good. All right. Here is the connection between what we did just now and your hands. Human anatomy. How do we make sounds? How do we make sounds? This is our voice box. What happens to our voice box? Our voice box is within our pharynx, our larynx. There's two parts, one inside, one outside. And what happens is for sound to come out, both of these, they have to shake and slap and vibrate. How do they vibrate? Basically, they slap against each other. Does that make sense? So when you talk normally, you're doing this. They're doing the light clapping, light vibrating. But when you shout, what happens? They do that. And remember, I know you felt this before. When you shout too much, what happens to your voice? Gone, right? Pain. Imagine the same pain your hands are feeling. And sometimes, if you overdo it, what happens to this? You keluar darah. Betul You keluar darah. Bila keluar darah tu, what happened? Just imagine your hand, tap, 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 tiba-tiba dah luka, teruk, because you did that. That's exactly what happens here, which is why when you act, you don't want to shout. You want to project. So when you shout, you are going to damage this. So that's why you need to learn the difference between shouting and projecting. Okay? All right. Diction. Okay, diction is the pronunciation. Now, there is another thing that you need to do. You need to avoid a monotone. Basically, have a look at how I've been talking throughout this whole time with you guys. Do you notice that? What do I do? In fact, you will not see me keeping the same intonation throughout more than 30 seconds. Don't that? Have a think. This is what monotone sounds like. Hello, everybody. Today, I want to talk about giving a presentation, a drama presentation, and we need to make sure that when we present a drama presentation, it has to be interesting. And if it's not interesting, then people will lose interest. If people lose interest, then nobody is going to come. Oh my God. That was less than 1 minute. How did you guys feel? Type that in. Me talking within that monotone. Type in what you felt. I want to know. Type in. Type in. Type in what you feel when you hear me talking like this. This is how I can talk and how I teach. And if I teach in a monotone, then it will sound like this. I want to know if you enjoy hearing me speaking like this. And this is how it sounds like when it's boring, dull, awkward, sleepy, depressed. Zama says, I still sound good. Thank you, Zama. Thank you. Oh, because my monotone still has a little bit of nuance, yeah? But that is the effect when you speak in a monotone. That is why we need to practice something called voice modulation. What is that? Let's go through this, yeah? Verbal warm-ups. Okay? Practice the 4 P's. What are they? Pitch, power, pace, pauses. Remember these 4 P's. Pitch is the, power is the, pace is the. This is what we need to do because this is very, very important now. If you see what I did, I went fast, but then when I wanted to make a point, I slowed down. You see what I did there? There were parts where I went fast, there were parts where I went slow, and there are parts when I paused. So all these make your communication interesting. Not just, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, blah, 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 blah. Now, one of the activities that I do in my classes is this is one exercise that you can do. Maybe you've done this already, but I'm not quite sure. But what I do is I take a random text and I get my students to read through the text, and then I say, okay, read it angry. So then they read this in an angry tone. The thesis is a reflective exploration of the use and impact of using drama pedagogies in the ESL, EFL classroom for you. Wow. Okay, so Afifa is asking, we're on stage, it's kind of hard to concentrate on how the tone should be. That's a very good question. I'll get to that in a minute, yeah? Okay, so, right, and then I will go, okay, change to happy. It stems from the problem of secondary school English language learning in Malaysia, where current teaching practices appear to have led to the decline of the standard of English as a second language. You see what that is? You can read anything, but you can make it sound like anything. So this is one of the things, one of the exercises that I do in my own training. And if you're just wondering, this is actually from my PhD. from 11 years ago, 12 years ago, and it's still there. Okay, but that is to show the that, yeah. Okay, Afifa says, we're on stage, it's kind of hard to concentrate on how the tone should be. That's a very good observation. And my answer to that is, are you reading or are you acting? Are you reading or are you reacting? Because if you are reading something, then your focus is so much on just reading your lines that you are not acting. What do you become? You just become a reader of a drama. What needs to be done is you need to act and you need to react. If somebody does, if the character of that person makes your character angry, how are you going to read your lines? You're going to read them in an angry manner. So I want you to stop thinking about trying to memorize the lines as is. Remember, even the best actors sometimes have problems with lines. But what do? They try to remember what the scene is about. What are the emotions in that scene? What is happening in that scene? And if they can get that down, then they don't have to think about how do I read these lines. They can react to the lines with the correct feelings and intonations. Okay, so I'm hoping that answers that just a little bit more. So focus less on reading but more on acting and reacting. That's one. Number two is rehearse. The more you rehearse, the more confident you are in your lines. The more confident you are in your lines. Now, I'm going to do an analogy of computers. You guys should know this by now, yeah? Let's say you have RAM, right? Your RAM is 8 gigabytes. Not enough for today, but let's say it's 8 gigabytes. Let's say that you spend 7 gigabytes trying to concentrate on reading your lines. How many gigabytes more do you have for the acting part? 1 gigabyte. Then you start buffering. It's the same as our brains. In fact, if you're interested, that is actually called cognitive loading. When you do cognitive loading, if somebody's brain is so concentrated on one task, their limited amount of RAM is focusing on that, but it leaves only that little bit free. So how do you practice? Well, the more you practice, the more it becomes second nature. And what happens when that happens? It becomes muscle memory. And what happens to your cognitive loading? It goes down. It means to say you don't have to think as hard about reading the lines because you've memorized the lines, because you've practiced and rehearsed. So the more you've done that, the more your brain can process, how do I react to this? Okay? So that's actually, every actor knows that everybody needs to rehearse. And that's part of the reason why, yeah? Okay, we only have, oh my God, look at the time. Oh, okay. For this part, we're gonna need to go a little bit fast. But this is actually the most fun part. And we'll talk about nonverbal communication. Now, when we talk about nonverbal communication, one of the things that you guys have to remember is when you are on stage. Remember that now my shouting just now has wrecked. It's wrecked my. Oh no, my drink is finished. I shouldn't shout. Okay, so what we talked about just now was this from the voice. As important as the voice is your non-verbal communication. In fact, I would argue that non-verbal communication is more important than verbal communication. I would argue, but that's just me. But when you act, it's got to be a balance, yeah? Now, I wanted to do this activity. Alamak, kenapa dia tak ada color? Okay, I wanted to do this activity, but I don't think we have time. This activity, I'm just going to tell you what the activity is, yeah? The activity that I prepared was for you, I was going to call out different emotions, and then I wanted you to snapshot your face as you were doing these emotions. So let's say, for example, angry. Then you snapshot your face, angry, and then you post it on the Padlet. That was the whole thing, yeah? And then I go sad and so on. And the learning behind this was you will notice one thing, that the emotion that you do inside the picture a lot of the time is not enough to display the emotion that you want to display. So that was the thing here. The learning here was that a lot of actors do not realize how much you have to amplify when you are on stage. Remember, like I said, does the person at the back see that you're angry if you want to be angry? If they can't see that you're angry, you're not doing your job. So you amplify. When somebody is angry, you want to make sure that the face is angry and it shows that you're angry through the face, through the motions, through the hands. Then you go, oh shit, man, that guy is angry. So one of the things that you have to do, the learning point for this is to amplify emotion. So amplify what is on your face. Another one here is these small things. These are small things, but they are actually very important. Remember that when you act, you are not just acting for the audience. You are also acting for the other actors. Does that make sense? Because let's say, for example, again, let's go to the angry thing. You've done something that made me angry, and I want to fight you. But within this scene, I need to show you that I am angry. So I'm going to project my face at you so that you can see that I'm angry, so that you can respond accordingly. And the eyes, they help, because the eyes, when you speak with other people, this is partly in my book. When you speak with other people, where do you look? Do you look directly in their eyes, or do you look somewhere else? Can I just see some answers? Please type in some answers. When you are talking to people, like I'm looking at you in the camera, but of course I'm looking at the camera, but when you're looking at somebody face to face and talking to them, where do you look? Do you look away? Do you look down? Do you look up? Then where exactly do you look, and for how long? Go. Type that in right now before we end. We don't have too much time, but let's do a little bit more on this. Yeah, come on, let's go. Okay, so somebody said, okay, Shayla says eyes. Rahayu says cheek, nose, eyes depending on the person, straight to their face. Okay, good. Okay, eyes for 2 seconds anyway. Very good. Okay, not good at eye contact, but looking between the eyebrows. Yes. Okay, guys. Now, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to find where is that page? Okay, I don't know if you can see it. I'm just going to go. Nampak tak, eh? Okay, can you see that? Can you see that? Okay, these are the two triangles. These two triangles, this is called the triangle technique. When you are talking to another person, sometimes it's really hard to maintain eye contact with them, right? So you can actually you can shift between this, and this. So even if you're looking here, people will still get that you're looking at them. And this, and this. So these two zones, safe. So if you can't maintain eye contact with them there, try these triangles. Okay? Try it, and then you will see your confidence rise because you can now maintain eye contact. Okay, next one is the head. Now, the head is actually very, very important. I want to ask you, when you are sad, how does your head react? Where does your head point? Type that in. When you are sad, what happens to your head? Okay, good. The head goes down. In fact, you never see a sad person go, I'm sad. I'm sad. You never do that, because the human body makes it that when you are sad, you look down. And this is your head goes down. It goes down. And I'm going to tell you a secret. And that's why my book is called The Drama Body Blueprint. It means to say that what we use for acting is actually used for real life. When you look down, and I want you to do this, yeah? I want you to try this right now, okay? So everybody right now, I want everybody to sit up straight. Okay, sit up straight. Okay? Sit up straight, and you can close your eyes if you want, or you can just be neutral. Now, okay, now I want you to notice how you're feeling. Are you feeling okay? You're not feeling sad or anything, right? You're feeling okay, yeah? Okay, good. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to start drooping down a little bit. Droop your shoulders a little. Droop your shoulders, go down. Droop in front a bit. Okay. I want you to take those deep breaths and slow down. Now, I want you to lower your eyes a little bit. And now I want you to lower your head a little bit and look at the ground somewhere in front of your feet. And I want you to slump down even more. Let's stay here for about 15 seconds. Okay, I want you now to type down and tell me how you feel. Please type that down right now. How are you feeling? Go type that down right now. Exactly, right? Exactly. Now, what I want you to do now is sit up straight. Take deep breaths. Puff out your chest a little bit. Put your heads up. Make it go straight up. Look straight ahead and smile a little bit. Imagine that there is a string at the top of your head. Imagine that. And that string is pulling you up. And look up. Breathe deeply. Let's stay here for 10 seconds. Smile if you want. Now, I want you to type down how you feel right now. Go type that in. Type in how you feel right now. Type that in. Come on. I'm only getting 3 or 4 people involved. Come on, guys. I did a 60 plus. Now the 35. We've lost half the class, Zama. Okay. Happy and relieved. Thank you. Fresh and shining like a star. Confident. Yeah. Awesome. That, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we do on stage. Remember how we go on stage? That's how we do in real life. So if you are trying to act confident, your body has to be confident. You've got to study what are the characteristics of a confident person. If you play a sad person in a sad role, what are the characteristics of a sad person? So follow these characteristics. Your emotions will follow and you will go into character much better. Okay? All right, next one. Alamak, 4:55 already. Time flies. So next is torso, hands, and arms. Now I can do a whole course of just this, but I want to do a lesson with you guys, right? And I want you to do this. I know it's not as effective as if we do this in real life, but try this, okay? Now I want everybody, hands at your sides, neutral, yeah? Hands at your sides, okay? Hands at your sides, and make sure that I'm on camera. And I am going to tell you something, and I want you to tell me how you feel, yeah? Okay. Okay, guys, now I've got something really awesome to share with you guys. And what I want to share with you today is I love iPhones. And I think you guys are going to be interested in this iPhone that I have. And I'm going to sell it to you guys. Okay, whatever. Now, okay, feel how you're feeling right now. Okay, just, okay, neutral and okay, all right. Now, I'm going to do the same thing again, but this time, I want you to do this. Go. Cross your arms. Do this right now. Do this exercise. This is an actual exercise that I do in my training, yeah? Face to face. Okay, so. Yeah. Everybody. I want everybody to close. Yeah. The tighter, the better. Okay. The tighter, the better. I'm going to do the same thing again. Okay, guys. Now, I've got something really interesting that I want to share with you guys, and I just want to share this iPhone, and I'm so interested in this, and I want to sell it to you guys. Now, I know you're interested. Now, I want you to tell me right now, did you feel any difference between the first where you had your hands down and the second when you had this? Was there any difference? If you felt it, put it in. If you didn't feel it, then that's fine. Then I will know that it's kind of hard to do on screen, but face to face, memang dia akan jadi. But type it in if you did feel something. Type that in. Okay, awesome, good. Closer, more focused. Okay, anything else? Not quite the gist that I was looking for, but anything else? Shahirin, when you say yes, now can you explain a little bit about what did you feel the difference between the first and the second? Okay, more focus on the speaker. Okay, more alert. Okay, no, all right. So not quite the effect that I was going for. Probably it works better in real life. Now, one thing when that happens is, now what I did just now is actually called, okay, open to new, yes, first gesture. Ah, Nazmi, you've got that one. Yeah. So what Nazmi is saying, this is what it is. When you have open body language, you become more receptive and more open. But when you have closed body language, what happens is you become more closed, you become more defensive. And this is true in real life, and it is also true on the stage. So if you need to understand how to make people feel defensive, or you tell people that if you're defensive, something is bothering you, then that actually shifts between open body language and closed body language, right? So that's something that you can explore later on. Okay, this is another thing. We talk about legs and feet. Ayo, 5 o'clock already. Okay, legs and feet. Now I'm just going to give you one tip. In real life, when you talk to someone and you're standing, have a look at where their feet are pointed. If they are pointed towards you, then the person is paying attention to you. However, if they are pointed somewhere else, but the person is talking to you, then you should know that that person wants to be anywhere but there. The feet tell the intention. So when you understand this, then you can apply this in your own acting as well. Okay? All right. This is probably the last slide that I'm going to cover, as it is 5 o'clock. And this is one of the most important lessons when we talk about height and power. What is the relationship? Well, let me ask you this question. When you see a tall man, and when you see small man, which one do you immediately think has more power? Type that in right now. Very simple question. Go type that in. Exactly. Tall. Tall equals powerful, no matter what, no matter where. Why do you think short people try to make themselves tall? Why do they wear special shoes? I want you to think of another thing. Think about the scenes in the olden days, for example, in a castle. Think of the king. Where does the king sit? Go type that in right now. Where does he sit in relation? Yes, the throne. Where is the throne normally? He sits on a throne, yes, but where is that throne? It's in the throne room, yes. Specifically, is the throne normally at the same, Nazmi gets it, is it on the same level as everybody else, or is it normally higher than everybody else? Higher. right? It's normally on a higher platform. That's because when the king wants to speak to you, does the king have to look up? Hello? Or does he look down? What does he do? Does he look up? Or does he look down? This, ladies and gentlemen, is the origin of the phrases. When you look up to someone, you respect them, you're going up. Can you see that? They're taller than you, they're higher than you. So you look up to them. Do you see the logic? The language follows the culture, the language follows the logic. Looking up. And what do we do when we look down on somebody? What do we do? I'm looking down on you. What do I do? What do I do? I look down. I look down. You are beneath me. So put that in when you set up your props. Anytime you have a power discourse, a power relationship, normally the person with the power is higher than the person who has less power. Think about that. The person who is standing has more power than the person who is sitting. Usually, unless the person is sitting on a throne which is higher than the other people. So height equals power. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will stop there. It is now 5:04. And I am hoping that my sharing today has helped to clarify a little bit more about what you can do to make your presentations better. So I really, really hope that you enjoyed the session. And I've enjoyed talking with you guys, and I wish that you guys were in front of me. I wish that all the cameras were open and I could see more of you guys, but I can't. But can we have all the cameras open at least now and have a group photo at least? Yeah.
Yes, Dr. A. Before that,
Yes.
it's so unfortunate that we don't have time for Q&A, but
Yes.
you've got. I'm sure you've got some in your Padlets already. So
Oh, okay. Hang
is
on.
there any way that we can reach you out for the answers later, or for the answers? If
Burning
you have
questions.
any questions there.
Okay, we have a few questions. I'll answer a few questions, yeah? Okay, before we go. So just to take a little bit more. Okay, we have a few questions. First one. How do you not overact? Okay,
Oops.
good. There is something that's a very good question. There is something called amplifying, and there is something called overacting. Amplifying, if you're sad and you go, please don't leave me, I'm begging you, please. I'm amplifying. That's amplifying. But overacting is, that's overacting. So how do people act? If people don't act like that, normal people, then that's overacting. But on the scale of human emotion, if you amplify it, then it becomes stronger. Okay, I'm hoping that sort of is the difference. All right, next one. What is the best way to portray fear? Act scared. Okay, to portray fear. When you are scared, what are the components of a person feeling scared? Give me some when you're scared. Where do your eyes look when you're scared? Do they look straight ahead? No. That's somebody who's confident. A person who's scared, their eyes would probably be darting left and right. What is their face doing? Their face would probably be, what are they doing with their hands? Somebody who's scared is not going to act cool and put their hands in their pockets and go, sir. No. They may be showing things like scared people. If you notice, they do things with their hands. Maybe they when they talk, they bite their fingernails. Maybe they're like this, and when they talk, they stutter. There are many. This is one of the things that you have to analyze. Yeah, this is homework for you guys. For every emotion, analyze everything associated with that emotion. Jangan setakat muka je. Oh, muka dia sedih. Tak. What we learned just now was the whole body. So you need to analyze what are the different components of that particular emotion. For example, angry, yeah? Angry. Is it just your face that's angry? No. When you're angry, what happens? How do you stand when you're angry? Huh? Do you stand like this? Oh, aku marah sih dengan kau. Aku marah lah. No, you don't. When you're angry, what do you do? Confrontational. This goes up. You stand tall. This is ready to fight. And you go, hey, what's up? What do you want? What happens to your eyes? Your eyes are huge. They are there to fight. What happens to your voice? What happens to your breathing? Your breathing goes very rapid and you're getting ready to fight. These are all the components of being angry. So don't treat just your face as your emotion. Okay, so that's a very big pointer right there. Next one, act and make sure audience differentiate between two different roles that we play. Okay, okay, this is nice. If you play two roles, try and make sure that those two roles are different. Don't play lelaki satu, lelaki dua. Lelaki satu sama lelaki, dua sama lelaki, kerja sama, profile sama, tak ada. You can play two. Let's say one person, one is an old man and the other is a young man, for example. And when an old man, then your mannerisms change. How do old people walk? How do they sound? Old people may sound like this. Make them different. Make them different, make them look different, make them sound different. And the secret weapon, props. Wear a hat, wear glasses, put on a jacket. So that when you put on a jacket, you're one person. You take off that jacket, you're another person. This is another theater technique, yeah? Okay. How to eliminate inconsistencies. Some deliveries inconsistent. Fastest way to get rid of nervous feeling. Okay. Nervous feeling, try to maintain being on stage. Number one, I would say practice. But number two, even more importantly, don't give a damn about what other people think. Seriously. If you start thinking, alamak, aku malu lah, I feel macam ridiculous lah, you do that, you're dead. Who cares? You're acting. When you act, that's not you. That's your character. Macam tu je. Oh, that wasn't me. That was just a character. So, acting and get into character. How do you execute improvisation, especially when we forget our lines on the stage? Okay, when you forget your lines on the stage, number one, of course, you can call out for line. That's your last resort. But more importantly is, like I said, remember what was the outcome of the scene. So you work towards the outcome of the scene. That's why when you do it, it's not just about lines. It's about ceritanya macam mana actually. Ni depan dia berlaku ni, dia macam mana digaduhkan. Okay, I have to say something untuk jadikan dia gaduh. Then if you forget, but you know that that's the thing that you want to work towards, then you improvise. Remember what is the outcome of the scene and what it is that you want to do. Tips to make sure that we can stay in character during the play. This one, again, like I said, number one, practice. Number two, don't care what other people think. And number three, try to make your friends, you agree with your friends. Hey, kita, while we do this, we all agree, yeah? We try to get into character as much as possible. Usually it helps when you have like an agreement with friends. It's very disconcerting when you have a friend who is a jerk and everybody else is trying to be serious. So everybody's like, okay, guys, we love each other and it's awesome, but let's get into character for this. So once you do that, then it happens, yeah? Do you have any tips to attract audiences for attention? Yes, you attract audiences through the story themselves. That's one. The story has to be there. That's why I said when you have the conflict has to be brought front and center. Then people go like, oh, that's interesting. I want to see what's going on. But the other one is how you visualize the character. The character, if you live as your character, the audience is naturally drawn towards you because they want to know about the character. Okay, so that I think we've covered those. My book's still for sale. Yes, it is still for sale. I still have some more copies. I don't know exactly how many copies. I printed 1,000. No, not 1,000. A few hundred books. I can't remember. I've sold a few hundred. Still some more. But if you're interested, please tell Dr. Zama. This is the book. And the book for you guys, I'm telling you right now, the book, the original price is 35 ringgit. But for you guys, I'm giving you a special price. It's 20 ringgit only. So 20 ringgit. The book is designed to be read in one sitting. You know why? Memang sengaja. Because normally thick books, you baca depan, you never pick it up again. So it's designed, it's full color, it's designed to be consumed within 1 to 2 hours. And by that time, after that, you would know how to not just act, but rather use the acting skills in real life. So if you're interested in the book, please let Dr. Zama know. And in fact, I takut Dr. Zama marah because Dr. Zama dia beli at I think masa tu was another rate code.
But I was privileged to be one of the first readers.
Yes, you were.
It's good.
Thank you for the support, Dr. Zama. Thank you for the support. So if you're interested, again, this is the first time that I've ever pushed it down to 20 ringgit. That's basically I punya modal lah, basically nak modal nak print. But if you're interested, let Dr. Zama know, and then after that, I will count how many I have left, and then I will ship to you guys. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you very much. Back to you, Dr. Zama.
Okay, Hajida.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. A, for that insightful, engaging, and inspiring session. Your sharing on using drama in communication has truly enriched our understanding and given us new ideas for teaching and professional practice. So, let's have a quick photo session.
Yes.
So, only everyone turn on their cameras and stay on screen for a few moments.
Okay, Hajida, make sure that you can capture as many people.
Dah nampak Nazmi dah. Yay! All right.
So what kind of emotion that we should portray now?
Normal emotion, tak apa. Normal emotion saja.
Freestyle.
Freestyle. Cakap ni, kira.
Kira lah. Any cue. Come on.
Cue.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Dr. A. Sorry, Hajida, the attendance form.
Yeah. Okay, so as we wrap up, so please take a moment to complete the attendance and the Google Form.
Yeah.
Dr.
A.
The message.
Dr. Zama, Dr. Zama, can I ask for a favor? Nanti,
Yep.
Can I give you like a feedback form? And I would like to ask the attendees to fill in the feedback form.
Yeah, sure. But we do also have a feedback form and with the attendance form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you have I can share with you.
So if Nanti you share with me the feedback.
Sure. Okay. Just for information, actually, we do have more people in here, but because some students, they were sharing the device, you know.
Oh, I see.
So
Yeah.
what portrait here, the number is not the exact number. So we
I
will
see.
see to it in the the attendance form later.
No
Right.
problem.
So thank you very much again, Dr. A, for your time. In fact, an extra of 17 minutes answering the questions and all that. I'm sure we have learned a lot from this session. I have learned a lot, and I believe the students now feel more confident, more motivated for the final assessment next week. And we truly hope to have you back again in the future, Dr. A, in a
You know where to find me.
face-to-face session, maybe,
Yes.
more
Yes. Face to
lively and more
face.
engaging.
Lagi best.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, lecturers of EPC522 and all students.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thank you, everyone. Keep in touch.
Thank
Keep in
you.
touch.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm
you,
on
Dr.
Facebook.
A.
Thank
Thank you.
I'm on Insta. I'm on TikTok.
Yeah. You should share all your social media
I will
account
share the
links.
socials. There are some
Yeah. Buy
platforms
the book,
where
guys.
I am more active than others, but
Yeah.
generally you can just find my name, Abdullah Muhammad Nawi or Abdullah M Nawi. Everything I have is Abdullah M Nawi, one word. So that is for TikTok, that's for IG. Everything else is there. I hope that you guys will keep in touch. Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye.
Bye. See you. Students, attendance, jangan lupa. Attendance wajib sign the Google form. Okay. Thank you, Hajida.
You're welcome, Doctor.
Stop recording. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ajida. Very much appreciated. And thank you also, I don't know, the one who helped us with capturing the photos. Okay. Thank you. Okay, you may leave now. Stop recording.